afternoon. It's not evening. It's Thursday. Hold on. Wait on it. About 1:45. 1300 for some of us. How's it going? Things are just great, huh? This video might get weird or out there. Apologize. You know how I am. Those of you that follow me already know that I fucking doom, bounce all over the fucking place. Never have any notes or nothing. I just watch things and, they compute my brain noggin and then I form an opinion or a thought or whatever. And then we come out here and we talk about it. So that's what we're doing. So we're here talking about it. Now my camera stand thing just woke up and now it wants to follow me. Here, let me just, shut it off. Just go. There we go. Sit still, China. You don't need to track me wherever I'm going. So, where to start? Well, let's start with some personal stuff and things. So the wife and I, well, not personal stuff, things. Let's do like a little mind-brain experiment. Has any of y'all just sat there through all the garbage in the world that you listen to and see and read about and video and experience your entire life and just go, it's all a big fucking setup? Like everything is just so fucked up. Just one little point. So the wife and I changing our diet, trying to eat better because we feel like shit. I got the joint issues and she's got stuff going on with her gallbladder and, of course she's on what I call the welfare insurance because we can't afford real insurance. So every time she goes to the doctors, they're like, oh, yeah, you got this fucked up and that fucked up. We'll see you in 3 months. It's just the way it is because, especially here in communist New York where they shit can, what was it, 8,500 or 5,800? I can't remember the exact numbers now. It's been, a couple years for the, mandatory, get an experimental subscription. And some doctors and nurses didn't really want to sign on to that, so they lost their jobs. Remember that one down? I do. So in this, personal rabbit hole that we're going down, trying to eat better, you start looking at ingredients and, even the Google machine, which is biased as fuck. We all know that by now. We start figuring out that, they've been poisoning us for fucking ever. It's ridiculous. The stuff and things that are in these foods that are literally illegal and banned in other countries, they're putting on the top of our food pyramid. Lucky Charms is supposed to be healthier than fucking eggs and chicken. What? So you're telling me that fake flavoring and artificial this and artificial that is more healthy than protein? What are they? And then your brain starts thinking, why are they saying that? Why are they doing that? What's the plan? Like now I question everything now and nothing, I take absolutely nothing at face value. One. And two, the more you investigate everything, it's just like, everything has been pre-planned. It's like they're literally, sick people create revenue. Let's be honest, look at the fucking stuff that we got going on and all that garbage, cancer, all the other garbage, and meanwhile, look at the food that all this processed garbage that's out there readily available. You wonder why America has such an obesity and diabetes and heart problems. Jesus Christ, look at the fuck's in our food. It's fucking bad, is what I'm trying to tell you. And that goes like with everything. Like I'll just sit there and think about shit and be just like, what in the fuck? Like 9/11 shit. Fucking, you can go all the way back to Pearl Harbor and look into some shit and think, yeah, they knew that was they kind of knew that was happening. Why was the rest of the fleet out on a weekend? 9/11, red flags, and I could spend, I could really go down and kicking my ankles out of a rabbit hole on that one because I was there. I did 16 days down there, not even a city block away from World Trade 1 and 2, which was basically a burning hole in the ground. And meanwhile, they gave us a respirator that was good for 12 hours, and I was there for 16 days. Thanks, government. You're great. It's just, it's everything, the whole, this garbage with the transgender movement and all these fucking these cross dressers twerking and shit in front of our kids, the political divide in this country, the racial divide, all this, like I keep saying, like I said on Farmer's video he did the other day, nothing happens on accident. All this is fucking planned, you know? And me getting on here and bitching and whatever, you know, I'm usually on one fucking side or the other, but there's really, for me, a plain Jane dummy that just has some life experience and military experience, I mean, I can't see a way of pulling these two sides together. You know, and there's some other, you know, other rabbit holes I've gone down. One of them, like economic shit of other countries and why things are happening, like the China thing and the Russia thing. Take it for what it's worth or whatever. Look up Peter Zeihan. He's down the middle. You know, you can't tell. Well, you can tell who he voted for because it's the in thing to pick on Trump. Everyone, you know, runs their mouth about Trump. He doesn't run his mouth about him so much, but all he looks at is the global economic policies of the last like 5 presidents or whatever. And he literally said that George Sr. was the best foreign policy as far as that went. But there's some weird shit going on. I can't remember if I talked about it before or not, but he did a little video on, he did a podcast on the Joe Rogan and was talking about China. And the way he was explaining things, it starts to make a little sense. So hear me out on this one. So China literally about 40, 50 years ago just industrialized. Prior to that, they were out on the rice paddies popping out kids left and right for free labor. Well, then they changed that and moved everybody into the cities to move into factories and said, oh, you can only have one kid. Well, now fast forward 40, 50 years and they're reaping the benefits, not so much, of that policy. They have no 20-year-olds, 30-year-olds, and 40-year-olds to consume or work. So they literally have to shit or get off the pot. So there's that problem. The other problem is Xi Jinping has killed or jailed, mostly killed, all of his opponents, political opponents. So when he keels over dead, they're all going to be with their hands up like this. And Putin has done the same fucking thing. He's got rid of all of his political opposition. He's not in too great a health either. So there's not any plan of, you know, who's going to take the reins here of these two countries that obviously in our eyes, us, you know, the folks that are watching this, maybe there might be some new folks watching, neat, but they're watching this going, yeah, these are our, you know, opponents, opposition, enemies. China, definitely. Russia is just, I still can't figure out Russia. I mean, obviously they're not our fucking friend, but I don't see or hear that they're stealing as much, you know, especially like digital information as China's doing with the TikTok. If you have TikTok, delete that shit. It's not good for you. Of course, by now they've already farmed all our fucking information. It's ridiculous. So there's that. And then here's the other thing. Like, I don't know all of them off the top of my head, but we get a fuck ton of shit, obviously, from China. Just walk into your local Walmart. Everything's fucking made in China. We get a fuck ton of raw materials from Russia. Now that's going to get butt fucked. They're talking about, you know, speaking of farmers or whatever, a lot of their, what the hell you want to call it, the stuff they spray, you know, not the anhydrous stuff, but, you know, make food grow. Farmer would chime in maybe and tell me what it is, you know, fucking all that neat shit. So, and then, you know, throw in the whole like, oh, we need to go electric cars and blah, blah, blah. That is a fucking pipe dream. Because first off, this guy, I mean, he's on board with it, ish. This Peter Zeihan guy I'm talking about, you know. But he looks at it at a global and a regional eyeball. Like, Germany's fucking, you know, jumping on the bandwagon with all this garbage and putting up all these solar panels. Have you seen the weather in Germany? It's like fucking Seattle. It's cloudy and rainy all the fucking time. Why would you put solar panels up? That's dumb. So he's like, okay, if you want to do this, you need to strategically put these things where they will generate the most power and then figure out how to get that to the areas where it can't. Meanwhile, all of us fucking know that our infrastructure in this country is archaic as fuck. You know, I'm talking about power lines and all this other bullshit. Going back to, the Chinese balloon that was scooting over and may or may not have an EMP, or, well, it didn't have an EMP on it, but what if it did? What if it did pop off? Because I was thinking about doing this video the other day, but it's fucking balls cold out. Because all that being said, the rabbit holes and how everything is like rigged, certain elections as well. And, our food and, look at the shit that's going on in Ohio now with the train derailments, plural, because Jesus Christ, they just keep falling off the fucking tracks out there. And then somebody on the YouTube put up a map of all the fucking train derailments in the last, 2-3 months. And holy fuck, it's dotted fucking everywhere. Ridiculous. We got China owns some of our some college, like Alfred State here in communist New York is owned by China. I didn't fucking know that shit. It's owned and ran by China. And you wonder why our kids are coming out with purple hair, face first in the tackle box, screaming about fucking injustices to just every fucking thing. So my dark brain, this is the video I was gonna do. My dark brain. Because that's the glass all the way empty, no hope, everything is fucked brain. That's the same section of my brain that when I don't hear from my youngest son who got the fucking just to go to a SUNY school, which Farmer talked about not too long ago, when I don't hear from him from days, my brain starts going to dark places and thinking bad things fucking happen. That kind of brain. You know what I'm talking about? I think it's, the Army kind of planted that seed for that area back there. But part of me almost wishes, like me and a couple dudes were in the comments on one of my last videos talking about shit hitting the fan, like an EMP, or, I don't think a foreign country will ever make landfall here. That would be dumb. I mean, they could try, but they'd lose. I mean, we would get, everything would be fucked, but, wouldn't be totally fucked maybe? I don't know. But my dark brain sometimes wishes that the shit would hit the fan. And maybe just give us a big wrench. And I'm not saying that my opinion and my stance, my political stance, and what I believe in is all 110% the best and the truth or whatever. I just want to be left alone to pay my taxes like a good soldier, and don't tell me what I can or cannot buy, and don't force, my grandkids to watch some fucking drag queen fucking twerk in front of them. Don't be teaching my kids fucking CRT. And, I'm getting at all this woke garbage that seems to not want to go away. I mean, I can't get on board with any of that shit. I've tried to not get on board with it, but I've tried to look and see maybe where some of these people are coming from. And it's just 180-degree opposite of what I can even remotely get on board with, ethically, morally. And it's not like I'm a church-going, Bible-thumping feller. I got no problem with those people, but I relate more to those people than I do these fucking crazy psychos that want to fucking cut their dicks off or not, and then just dress like a woman and say they're a woman, and then go into a girl's locker room and they got the dick hanging out, and some teenage girl is traumatized, but then she's the one that's ostracized for even speaking out about it. That's where we're at today. So my dark brain sometimes wishes that the shit would hit the fan, because I guarantee that some of these purple-haired, fell-face first in the tackle box fucking weirdos that don't know what gender they are wouldn't be complaining about that kind of shit when they're standing in a fucking bread line, wondering when they're going to get their next fucking meal. You know what I'm saying? Like, we have such first world problems over here. It's disgusting. And all we do is bitch and complain about it. Hence what I'm doing right now. How do we fix it? Don't know. But my dark brain sometimes thinks that'd be a way to fix it. Let's just get a reset. Because then we wouldn't be a first world anymore. You know what I mean? When you're fucking going out and trying to figure out how you're going to fucking eat that day, how you're going to keep your family warm that day, because there's no electricity, there's no law, there's no fire department, there's no EMS. All that stuff's gone. No one's coming to save you. No one's coming to save you. What are you going to do then? Are you going to complain about gender equality then? Or are you going to fucking grow a pair of balls, literally and figuratively, with some people, and, move out, draw a fire, and fucking survive? I don't know. It's just, my dark brain thinking. I'm just thinking out loud, you know, don't judge on a feller too hard. You know, I've seen a couple stuff and things, and it just makes a guy think weird things. So yeah, a lot of weird shit, man. I go down too many rabbit holes. And it just, you know, it just makes me think sometimes like every fucking thing is a goddamn setup. You know, back in the 1900s or whatever, when these rich like nothing has changed but the date. All these rich corporations fixing elections and buying out, you know, colleges, and we got to start a Federal Reserve now. Remember that down? Anybody watch a video on how all that started back in the 19 teens or whatever, or 19 whatever, when they decided to come up with this Federal Reserve that has absolutely nothing to do with the federal government, but they're the ones that control inflation and all of our fucking money. I mean, it's a setup. You know, it's like, you know, like him or not like him, Andrew Tate, he calls it the Matrix. It is the Matrix. It's just like, it's literally kind of like the movie. You're just stuck in a fucking Matrix, you know? And in between that, there's NPCs walking all over the place, non-playable characters. You know, a guy might played a little bit of Call of Duty back in the day. You know, they're just walking around clueless and just being told, you know, doing what they're fucking told by the TV, because they call it television programming for a reason. Look that one up. You know, the CIA thought the television was the fucking greatest invention ever. You know, social media. Look at all this garbage coming out of the Twitter files. Look at this stuff coming out on, you know, when not McConnell, but Speaker of House dude there dropped all that fucking January 6th information to fucking Tucker. And look at the fucking meltdown on the left, you know. Just can't believe, this was a civil war. This was worse than 9/11. Go fuck yourself. I was that 9/11. You can fuck off. Now the guy with the crazy QAnon fucking shaman guy doing 4 years for what? Trespass? There's videos showing that Capitol Police walking him around, trying to open doors for the guy. How can the left even rebuke that shit? This is what I'm talking about, though. It's all pre-planned. All that shit that was on the liberal media, those NPCs just gobbled that shit up and think it's fucking gospel. Can't think for themselves. That's the problem in this country. Is there's so many people that can't step out of their little comfort zone for fucking 2 seconds and just think for yourself for a fucking hot minute. Does this make fucking sense? You know, like with the whole fucking face diaper thing. I have to walk into a restaurant while I'm standing. I gotta wear it, but as soon as I sit down, I can take it off. Come on, give me a fucking break. 20 years in the military, going through fucking NBC training, and you're gonna tell me that shit? Fuck you. If you don't know what NBC training is, for some of you civilian folks, it's nuclear biological chemicals. You know, the real Army fucking gas mask. I went to the gas chamber, I don't know how many times. So I know what fucking works and what don't. And a 2-year-old's fucking underwear strapped across your face ain't gonna do shit. But just, you know, how many of those types of fucking scenarios have we seen, especially over the last 2 years, where those of us that can fucking put 2 fucking brain cells together and go, that don't make no fucking sense. Why are we doing that? It just, you know, and again, it's a setup. Same with the libtards and all, you know, you got Papa Joe screaming about fucking banning assault weapons. Name me one. What is it? They can't even tell me what it is. But that's not the argument. Because I get this all the time, because obviously I'm a 2A person, you know. I like my guns just as much as any other redneck, you know. I'm the firm believer that if you can afford to own it, you should be able to own it. As long as you're not a criminal of any sorts, you should be able to own it. Because if you want to own a Ma Deuce 50 cal that costs, you know, probably nowadays $2,500 a can for 100 rounds, knock yourself the fuck out, because that's going to be expensive. You know, 400 plus million guns in America that they know of, but legal gun owners are the problem in this country. I highly doubt that. Same with this fucking cunt Hochul governor we got when they had this whole, which is still going on, with the whole carry conceal, you know, in public in New York, And she didn't need to see the numbers of how many legal carry conceal owners committed crimes. Didn't need to see the numbers. It's all about feelings. Everything's feeling. Well, when the shit really hits the fucking fan, fuck your feelings. Because ain't nobody gonna care about your goddamn feelings. Some people need to be scared. Like legit fucking scared. Not pandemic, huddle in your house. There's a invisible virus out there that's gonna kill you. I'm talking about shake the foundations, no internet, no power, no food, no water, no EMS, no fire department, no police type fucking scared to finally figure it out. And by that time, it's gonna be way too fucking late for a bunch of people. Not this fucking cowboy, but a lot of people. I'm not wishing that to happen. Again, my dark brain kind of like giggles when I think about that shit. Because how else are we supposed to fix things? You know, my wife and I will get in, I won't call it an argument, but like a debate. She's like, I just think Trump is too divisive, which he is. We all know that. He's a pompous asshole. But my rebuttal is there's not a breathing human on the face of the planet right now that could bring these two sides politically together, at least in this country, and worldwide. Look at this shit is fucking spread like wildfire. Any type of fucking first world country, you know, Germany, France, Spain, and a bunch of other European fucking countries that are bullshit, they have the same fucking problem. You know, they're letting their borders are fucking open. They got all this transgender shit going on, and this, you know, you got to watch your language, and, you know, suppression of fucking free speech, whatever, which most of those countries don't have, you know, a Bill of Rights like we do. Thank God. What's fucking left of them? It's just, you know, sometimes I wonder, it's just like, what the fuck, man? Everything from top to bottom is a setup, you know? Keep us sick, keep us fat, keep us dumb, keep us in line, keep us scared. You know, and there's so many people that just sign on to that and just believe everything they got to say. You know, the same people that are screaming now, you know, take your fucking juice and trust the science. They're the same ones 5 years ago that were screaming that big pharma was fucking bad. Well, what happened? Oh, your news station told you not to fucking hate them anymore. Neat. You're fucking dumb. It's just my brain can't take any. It's heavy, dude. I mean, just sit there. You know, those of y'all that are down with the sickness like me, just sit there sometime and just think about everything that's just fucked, and be like, what the fuck are we even doing? I mean, I'm not saying, you know, give up or whatever. I'm here to fight the good fight until the last breath. Trust me on that one. But still, it's like, every fucking avenue of our existence is set up. Tell me I'm wrong down in the fucking comments that it's not. I mean, we do have some sort of control over our destiny, especially in this country. But again, everything is just so fucking set up, you know? And like I was saying before, it started back in the teens with these fucking billionaires then controlling government, controlling every aspect of us peasants' lives. And nothing has changed but the fucking date. And then you get these fucking cocksuckers, you know, politics. Oh, we're going to tax the rich. You are the rich. You're not going to do a fucking thing. Your fucking donators are fucking the billionaire corporations that run this fucking planet. Go fuck yourself. BlackRock and all these fucking, you know, don't say, you know, George Soros, you know, the forbidden words that they can't even say on fucking national television because they're scared shitless. I wonder why. Hello? It's fucking dumb. Totally off subject. A guy had to go to the Hobo Freight. You can't see it. It's over there. Right over there. Guy had to get a new compressor this morning. Guy's waiting on some drywall to get, you know, delivered. Because I go from this extreme to the other extreme, you know. And that's why Farmer and I, we can only do, you know, a live stream once a fucking month because you'll just, our brains start getting rotten and miserable. You know, I don't know about Mrs. Farmer, but my old lady was, she's like, you gotta fucking stop. Because it consumes you. You know, it's bad enough I gotta sit there and listen to my own fucking thoughts. But to sit there, you know, every day, going through all sorts of social media and just looking at all the shit that's going on in the world and in this country and you know, near my fucking town and go, what the fuck? You know, so you just gotta, that's why this is, this is happening, and the Mustang project and, and just work in general. One, obviously the guy's gotta pay his fucking bills, but two, you gotta fucking do something different with your fucking brain sometimes. Don't forget what's going on, but you gotta fucking, relax for a hot minute. It's fucking, I don't have any answers. I'm just out here, spouting and talking. Plus the granddaughter's here, so I had to be out in the shop smoking. But yeah, there's that. That's neat. This one's been a long one, 25 fucking minutes. If y'all made it this far, the code word is pull plate, because that's what that is. It's a plate, bolts down where the carburetor is, and you jack it up. So you made it in 25 minutes and 43 seconds, 44 seconds. I appreciate you. Code word pull plate in the comments if you made it this far. Let's talk about some stuff and things. I'll try to get to y'all. Sometimes, as soon as I put a video out, I'll get a bunch of comments like that day, a few hours after. But then the ones that roll in later, I don't get notifications for sometimes. Or I'll get it later, way later down the road, and then I'm conversating with people 4 or 5 days after the fact. So I apologize if I don't get to you. I try to. It's technology. It works and then it doesn't work. So I appreciate y'all. Probably won't talk to y'all for a bit. So y'all have a good weekend, and we'll see you later.